What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Fiona Apple. And we're returning to the 1999 album with the insanely long name. I referred to it last time as When the Pawn Hits. I think a few people said When the Pawn is a common way fans refer to it, so I guess I'll go with that. In any case, the next tune on this album is To Your Love, which is interesting. Like, For Your Love, I'd maybe have a better sense grammatically of what that might suggest, what someone would do for your love. But To Your Love, that prepositional change, I'm not quite sure what to make of it. And even if I did have a clearer sense of the phrase in question, I've learned with Fiona's songwriting, which again, I realize on Tidal, she was still very young, but writing songs with emotional and thematic complexity. So yes, I've learned that there's usually, even if the phrase itself is clear enough, there will be more moving parts and a lot going on. So I will do my best to follow along, or at least to pick up what I can. This is Fiona Apple. The song is To Your Love, and it's the second tune on the 1999 album When the Pawn.
Wish I'd swallow another cue for you to fold your ears. Another train of thought too hard to follow. You're ticking along to the song that belongs to the shifting of gears. Please forgive me for my distance. The pain is evident in my existence. Please forgive me for my distance. The shame is manifest in my resistance to your to myself. Please forgive me for my distance. Pain is evident in my existence. Please forgive me for my distance. Shame is manifest in my resistance to your love, to your love, to your love. Please forgive me for my distance. The shame is manifest in my resistance to your love, to your love, to your love.
God, I love her vocal and artistic presence just in the first couple tracks on this album. She really feels like a bit more commanding. Not that she didn't have a presence in the first album, but it feels a bit more forceful and a bit more in your face, for lack of a better phrase, on the first couple songs on this album. And yeah, like sonically, I love it. It has this, I don't know, dark art jazz somewhere in there type of feel to it. It was a bit heavy, a bit brooding, and the sonics, these syncopated cycling drums, it still had a bit of this like jazz with a like presentation type of atmosphere, meaning like in those classic jazz clubs when the singer would kind of walk around and sing directly to people at different tables. It kind of like has that feel, but in a more modern or like later and heavier type of atmosphere. So yeah, I love that. Lyrically, I heard bits and pieces of the verses, but the chorus told me a lot, like essentially apologizing for, please excuse the distance that she's showing, but she seems to be suggesting that like the pain in her existence, the shame, is what's making her resistant to his, I'll use that term, love. So like it sounds like if it is sincere and it's not sarcastic or in a way a critique of the other person, it sounds like she's essentially saying, I've got baggage and I've got my own struggles and my own insecurities and pain and shame, and it is that which is preventing me from actually interacting with or assenting to your love, which is a really interesting emotional place to be in. So again, maybe those lines were sharper than I was taking them, but taking them at face value, it does again sound like she's not saying like you're awful, you're terrible, but she is, putting the other person at arm's length and saying it's because of what I'm carrying, and like it's part of my existence at this point. So yeah, I definitely am curious what people will have to say about the themes on this one, but I love the vocal performance, some long extensions, some like, I don't even know if you call it vibrato, it was like these tremulations, and like she was almost pushing the breath out, like deliberately getting low on breath, and that sort of desperation that came through in the vocals, I think really worked with what I took away from the lyrics on this admitted first hearing. So yeah, really enjoyed that. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.